After the conclusion of the Yuno versus Zenon battle, the Yuno that we knew previously is dead. But by dead, I don't mean that he's buried 6 feet underground somewhere. I don't mean that we've got to do the coffin dance. What I mean is that this character has been transformed into a different version of himself that has in a way altered his character going forward. Before, Yuno was a character who we all knew was just the standard rival for Asta, someone meant to give the main character a rival boost as he chased his dreams of becoming the Wizard King. However, Yuno's experiences in the Spade Kingdom and his newly acquired Saint power, on top of being given a second grimoire, Yuno's destiny has been forever altered. Whereas nobody realistically expected him to become the Wizard King unless the author of Black Clover decided to just choose violence with the ultimate troll move by making Yuno the Wizard King instead of Asta. The path for Asta to become the Wizard King pretty much seems inevitable at this point, with Asta seemingly having a clear road to that title, the very same title that Yuno wanted to achieve for himself. The author of Black Clover has set the foundation for a bit of a reset button for the character of Yuno. Yuno will one day become a king, however, he's just not going to become the Wizard King.
What did you say, nigga?
Instead, Yuno will become the king of the Spade Kingdom and will help Asta achieve peace on this continent. Between Asta's goodwill with Lord Pesca of the Heart Kingdom and the goodwill that he already has with those in the Diamond Kingdom, Yuno is that missing link for a future Wizard King Asta and the Spade. From a narrative perspective, this actually works as a end of series type of payoff. It's not something that you just drop in our laps right after this arc ends, because the Asta and Yuno dynamic is too strong to just be abandoned at this point. And honestly, Yuno's story in the Clover Kingdom is not done, but instead you got to do this a bit further on in the story when Asta is acting as the Wizard King. You do that at the end of the actual series where you introduce Yuno as being a king to the Spade Kingdom, the two boys who started out at the very bottom at Hodge Village in the series, with both of them having titles of being a king. From a narrative perspective, it's right there for Tabata to do this should he choose to. The boy with star magic and saint power has led this kingdom through darkness twice. Once through the current battle with the devils, and right now with Zenon, and then you would have it a second time as an older man who has returned home to lead the kingdom into true prosperity after it's emerged from a long slumber of darkness. It plays up the cliche of the prodigal son returning home. Having a fellow king of another country be the literal only person alive who could ever hope to rival Wizard King Asta by that point in the story, it really makes sense in my opinion. It would also play up the major theme in the story of it not mattering where you started, but instead anyone can achieve greatness. And I think that's part of what makes Black Clover so special, is that it's been setting up that message for a very long time. Yuno and Asta were both raised in Hodge Village. They were country bumpkins in the backwoods who had no real status to their names. However, despite all that, they were able to overcome everything and become literal kings at the end of the story if things continue to progress at this point. This will make Black Clover a true rags to riches story. The two boys who were once heckled as they were being praised for their accomplishments as the Magic Knights, the boy who was put on trial to be executed for being a devil host, and the boy who didn't know he was a descendant of royalty, the two of them leading these two countries into a new era. It fits in this story very well. There would be two people who have been at both ends of the spectrum. They would know the struggles of those who have no status and those who live in poor conditions. They would also have freshly acquired status of knowing the struggles of the wealthy and the troubles that those with status undergo. They would be able to serve as a bridge to the two parts of the kingdom and usher in true change. For Yuno, I feel this is being set up just from the battle with Zenon. I feel like it's really gone into gear. Zenon has a moment where he thinks back to the words of his older brother, the fourth sibling, and the talk about making a better humanity. When Yuno said that his promise hadn't yet been filled yet, it was a clear marker that we are now seeing an alternate timeline of what could have been if Zenon's life had stayed on the correct path and had he not gone down this path of darkness. that he's currently on. In the end, Yuno's light overcame Zenon's darkness and proved that his way of moving forward was indeed the correct way. Both men wanted to change the world, but Yuno will be able to do so as a king and taking down a member of the Dark Triad, the group that forever changed the Spade Kingdom. That was Yuno's first major step towards one day becoming the king of the Spade Kingdom. In my opinion, the way you build off towards this is you set up the payoff for Yuno after this arc to be offered a chance to lead the Spade Kingdom and have Yuno turn it down. You want to give the character the opportunity to chase his dream of becoming a Wizard King. It will be out of character for Yuno to just toss that aside after learning that he's a descendant of royalty. Instead, you want to potentially see him become the captain of the Golden Dawn and fully complete the character change of Longress by having Longress serve as his vice captain. You want Yuno to lead the Golden Dawn as Longress's character continues to grow, shaped by Yuno's pursuit of becoming the Wizard King one day, and then when it becomes clear that Asta will be the one who becomes the Wizard King, you make it Yuno's choice to become the king of the Spade Kingdom and pass on the role of captain of the Golden Dawn to the fully rehabilitated character of Longress. That way, it doesn't feel like it's a consolation prize for Yuno, but instead, it was a character who put everything out there. He chased his dream, he came up short, but left a major impact on the Clover Kingdom and chose to become the king of the Spade Kingdom so as to pursue a brand new challenge and to pursue a brand new dream. It just comes down, how do you write it really? However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about a potential King Yuno? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.